There are so many Naruto Ultimate Ninja games that someone who is not familiar with the series might get confused. From all 3 Ultimate Ninja series that there are, we in total have around 16 games. That's a lot of games to cover. So this video will serve as a guide on how to navigate through all of these games and what is the optimal route to experience the Naruto's canon story. I will split the games into 2 parts. One part is the old school era and the other one is the new era, which mostly consists of the Storm games. But okay, enough of that, let's begin. The old school era consists of all the OG Ultimate Ninja games and the PSP titles. I would suggest that you try the games in the following order. You will start your journey with Ultimate Ninja 2, because this game covers the Konoha Destruction arc and finishes with the Tsunade's Rescue arc. The story is presented with in-game dialogue scenes, and you're able to freely roam in the Konoha village in a corridor-like setting, making you more immersed in the story. Alongside the story retelling, you get an awesome game-exclusive filler story about Orochimaru trying to take revenge on the Konoha village. The plot is interesting and sometimes feels as if it would be a main storyline. After playing this game, we hop to the next game in the series, Ultimate Ninja 3. This game doesn't cover the story like it did in Ultimate Ninja 2, but there is this Heroes mode in which you're able to semi-relive all of the main events of the show, starting from the start till the end of the OG Naruto. This mode is supported by CGI cutscenes which look amazing. The Heroes mode mostly consists of chapters where we get a brief of what's happening and an in-game cutscene before the battle. Alongside that, we yet again have another good filler story which happens in a semi-open Konoha village. This mode is just loaded with content. Then we move forwards on playing Ultimate Ninja 5. Yes, we will skip Ultimate Ninja 4, because the main story is presented until the middle of the Kazekage Rescue arc, while Ultimate Ninja 5 finishes the arc and continues on with the next arc. Almost all of the elements of the Kazekage Rescue arc which are in Ultimate Ninja 4 can be found in this game as well. Heck, they even use the same cutscenes. The main story is semi-long and will have you travel across the Land of Fire. There is a ton of side content for this game which will make you play the game even longer after finishing the main story. Now we will move to the PSP titles and start our PSP journey by playing Ultimate Ninja Heroes 3. This game acts as a continuation of the previous game, where we again cover the first 2 arcs and play until the middle of the Hidan and Kakuzu arc. Not only that, we also cover how Sasuke's heavy team was created. The game also has a lengthy filler story which we can play from Sasuke's and Naruto's point of view. The story is fine, but the pattern of filler activities get annoying over time. After experiencing Ultimate Ninja Heroes 3, we hop on to the last game in this timeline, and it is Ultimate Ninja Impact. This game just bursts with the canon story. This game is long, like really long. It has 10 chapters and it covers all the events from the start of Shippuden until the end of the 5 Kage Summit arc. The story mode is supported by boss battles that as well have QTE events, which have come from the Storm series. This game also introduced a new battle style by using the Musou style of fighting, where it's 1 against a dozen of enemies. It's a fun and addictive battle style. There are no filler activities during the main story, but after each chapter you can unlock some funny and interesting filler stories. Regarding the timeline of games, it would look something like this. Notable mentions for games you should play are Ultimate Ninja Heroes 2 and Ultimate Ninja 4. Ultimate Ninja Heroes 2 has a unique filler story that starts after Sasuke's retrieval arc, and it follows Naruto and his friends trying to stop this evil castle from destroying the Konoha village. The story is intriguing and is supported by CGI cutscenes. After finishing the story, you unlock a semi-short continuation of the story only from Jiraiya's point of view. As well, the antagonist of this game is referenced in Ultimate Ninja 5. I put Ultimate Ninja 4 in the notable mentions just because of the filler story that starts the whole game. It is interesting, but the gameplay of the filler story is not my cup of tea. But if you're able to power through the tedious platforming sections which take like 70% of the whole filler story, you can find a deeper and engaging story. After the filler story is done, I would say to drop the game, because the main story is short and you have already played it on Ultimate Ninja 5. Now we are finally in the new era, which mostly consists of 7 Storm games, but for the main timeline we will use only 3 games. You will start your journey with Storm 2. Storm 2 focuses on the start of Naruto Shippuden till the end of Pain's Destruction arc. The gameplay, storytelling and story presentation is just superb. The boss battles are engaging and will leave your jaw dropped on the floor after playing them. The story is presented either with in-game cutscenes or in-game dialogue scenes. During the story you will control multiple characters and travel through the whole Land of Fire. The impact that this game had when it came out cannot be described on how well they retold the story here. The same thing can be said about the next game, which is Storm 3. Storm 3 picks the story right off where we left in Storm 2, starting from the 5 Kage Summit arc and ending with the middle of the Great Shinobi War. The story presentation has been improved from Storm 2. The flow of the story mode is as well improved, where no longer we need to run around the world just to initiate the next section. Now free roam battles have been implemented, which have been inspired by Ultimate Ninja Impact. A new, and for this game exclusively, choose your own path feature has been introduced, where in certain sections you can dictate the fight's flow. You want the fight to be easier or make it a bit more challenging? You can choose. The visuals and the boss battles have been cranked to 11 in this game. As well, the free roaming is great in this game. Oh, and the game ends with an exclusive filler ending, which has one of the toughest boss fights in all of the Storm games. Then the last game which you need to play for the canon story is Storm 4. Storm 4 made the cutscenes, visuals and the boss battles even greater thanks to the new gen technologies at that time. As well, the story mode is riddled with gimmick fights where some are fun, but others can make you question your sanity. My only nitpick is that thanks to the rush development, the game consists of 70% still frames, but near the end they start to lose it. This game's story starts in the middle of the 4th Shinobi War and ends with Naruto Shippuden's ending. This game finished the story faster than the anime did when it came out. It was a huge deal back then. I would only recommend you play the story mode, because the extra story mode ain't that great. Notable mentions are games that have some interesting filler stories, and those are Storm Generations, Storm Revolution and maybe Storm Connections. Storm Generations because of the main mode, which retells the story of some of the main characters of the show with game exclusive anime from Studio Pierrot. They are rather short stories depending on the characters, but it's worth it just for some extra lore that the anime provides. Storm Revolution has multiple interesting modes which sadly are not canon. Well, kinda. We got the Ninja Escapades in which we follow how the Akatsuki was created and how the team members were recruited, how Shisuyu lost his eye and a small story about Kid Obito. These stories are again supported by game exclusive anime which are again made by Studio Pierrot. The other mode is a filler storyline involving Mecha Naruto and his journey of winning the World Tournament. This mode even has an animated in-game cutscene which I did not expect. Talking about the tournament, there is this mode in which you select a character and can participate in free-for-all battle tournament to become the winner. At some point the battles get tedious and boring, but it's a fun mode. Storm Connection special story mode is a great story, but it focuses mostly on Boruto. The story starts after Momoshiki's arrival and is full of twists and turns. I recommend that you play it. Only thing is that this game has a lot, and I mean a lot of dialogue, so the action in the story is scarce. If you like more story-driven modes, then this one is for you. I highly recommend it, but don't play the history mode, it's garbaggio. So, if you want to experience the canon story the best through all of these 16 games, the roadmap looks something like this. For the old school series, we start with Ultimate Ninja 2 and make our way right up to Ultimate Ninja Impact, leaving behind Ultimate Ninja Heroes 1 and Ultimate Ninja 1 because the story is either non-existent or is not fun to experience. Notable mentions in this timeline are these two games. Then we move forwards to the new era games, which consists mostly of the mainline Storm games starting from Storm 2 and ending with Storm 4. We are leaving Storm 1 because its story content is pretty scarce and is not fun to witness. Notable mentions, as already discussed, are these three games just for the filler or anime exclusive game modes. For the ultimate timeline, I will suggest that you combine the old school series and the new series and play them something like this. But yeah guys, what do you think of this roadmap? Do you agree? If not, why? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah guys, that's it from me. I wish you all a nice day/evening. Bye guys.